wa mani omanyi balowooza abagizi bakyatoka n'asoma mamu naga anyiza ale layi ali wala gundi aliwa kai Germany bakyali egamba onoonya weweripa pakaza World Cup 2026 eggwanga eya Mexico omutegesi ayina eggolo ku mufirika eyasemba otegeka empaka zino ye South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Kabosi 287 katonyese murafama www.kabozfm 87 kanose murafama mu kibuga Kampala emirirano tugambye tuli mu mpaka za World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, wano Kabosi 2 South Africa 0 eggolo ekyali emutimu eggwanga erya Mexico musambi 1 Andre Wenonyes yabakubya akatimba bana ba South Africa onakuno olwaliro batiniza Kabosi 287 katonyese murafama n'ekyokunywa ekya special tinga tukijukiza nti abakafulumu b'okukyanga emipiira ojja balabako mu mpaka eza World Cup era nga nayo special tekozesa bikyana kwe kukuterawo obuwanguzi obw'enjawulo ekasitoba nga oguze buguzi kyakunywa kya nairo special okebera just wansi wakasaanikirako eninoonyiga star 14 star 26 awo weeteremu koodi eyo oba ofunye oluwandifu n'omukisa ogwewangulira ebirabo ebyenjawulo okuva mu nayo special wamu ne FIFA World Cup 2026 ate wegendereza nti nayo special gye mutongole kyekyekinywa kitongole ekya FIFA World Cup 2026 nywana obwegendereza onywa n'ovuga myaka 18 plus fe tuwuta siri eggolo mu ttiimu ya Mexico. South Africa 0 Mexico balegolemu 0 ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa. Wano Kabosi 2 omusambi yuani Andrea Winonyes yabakubya akatimba olunaku olwaliro gwatiniza Kabosi 2 myaka 29 egyabakale weyakatwegattako jukira zaliwa Colombia naye enkuba ttiimu yagamba wayi yakubira gye n'ateebera ye ttiimu y'eggwanga ino erya America omusambi yuani Andre Winonyes gwatiniza Kabosi 287 katonyese murafama ali mu ttiimu eri eya Arcadia. Katulabe ekino ekitambula sikyali eggole mu ttiimu y'eggwanga erya America kasibo ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa free kick ya ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa Kabosi 287 kanose murafama www.kabozfm empaka za World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, erikwe yakatwegatta ku sawa yonna sikyali emusiro dakika 15 zingide katulabe sikyali emusiro biraguza omusamba ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa CBC onanyiga paasi bakira bagulinya mu kom Kabosi 287 katonyese murafama www.kabozfm tugambye ekyokunywa kya now special ate kuwomedde mufu abapisi ebera abapet star 185 star nkaga hash ne star 185 star chedash NS oba okisimu yo kati zabike sikyali musiro South Africa 0 eggolo ly'emu ttiimu eno eya Mexico omusama kwena yobokadi wa ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa bamugambye sebo wefuge tulabe ekintu ekitambula kongesiko naku lwale wanirosofwa akabadde bamugamba sebo kwatira kadi eyo wefuge katulabe eggolo ekyali emu ku bwerere ttiimu y'eggwanga erya Mexico bazze kola bya ddala sikunyumya Kabosi 287 katonyeze murafama www.kabozfm sikyali eggole mu ttiimu ya Mexico kasibo ttiimu y'eggwanga erya South Africa empaka za World Cup mwetuli basibo ne bannyabo guno gwe gusoosokera era guno gukete nnyo gubeegisingira ddala ku 10 jaba misava si alingo jajifuna vamalala bijabayoneje ku 10 waliyeje 11 waliyo jinyigane zigendera ddala mwemu onawulira si mujja kiwulira Akabuzi kubiri kuli kinana musaba katenyeze murafuma sonoro ekyo teri kutiisa wano usimanyi barabbe kyabo mukakkane sirye musiro sofa Akabuzi kubiri kuli kinana musaba katenyeze murafuma ekole kyali mu timu y'eggwanga erya South Africa bagikulembedde timu y'eggwanga erya Mexico yekulembedde kwatiriza akabuzi kubiri kinana musaba katenyeze murafuma www.akabusirfm tugambye the FIFA World Cup sawa yonna abali kutikitoko booteeka akasabwa sikyali emiziro olwekyo mwebaka olunaku lwonna mujja tusumwa bwale bwawedde kutya mwebake olunaku lwonna bawadde beefu mwebake emisana mwebake jajiwulira kiro muve malala balumba binonyes yompira negenda bugenzi egwe yaga katobose yandinde watufai mukadde badiswa akabozi kubiri kulizo sawa yonna mutimye kwangera Amerika ngazibo South Africa musami yuwaki Andrea binonyes bananga muse akabuzi kubiri kuli kinana musaba grosi murafama ate muyizobera omulugezigezi mwerabira nti olwokuba World Cup gyali amanyo ganaawona gatyo wefuge gakuluma ganyonyera gakuba galimu ebituli oliisa oludda olusooka olwokubiri ne lukayana ekyokola kiri kimu kyokka bakiyita ngana apo mafuwashi senyesagana abo mafuwashi era nga ye mutuufu ate nga ye mutongole endwadde z'amagye ziba lyobubi bambi watakannana abo mafuwashi ate ng'olina okwegendereza waba munoonya wawulidde olina okwegendereza gwe ng'okulakannana okitegedde oyinza okwekanga okuzeekava mu kutya n'olwekyo kansulenti ekyo kitegedde akakasa nti bakuguzana naabo mouthwash yakakasibwa National Drug Authority ate nga mu pharmacies sako ne drug shops ez'enjawulo otegedde sikyali ekole mu timu y'eggwanga erya Mexico gazibu timu y'eggwanga erya South Africa akabuzi kubiri kuli kinana musaba akabuzi murafama www.akabuzi.fm ate gwe mukyalo oba omwana agenda mu nsonga zekikyala oba menstrual periods gwefuna bulumi gwefuna kalampusi gwolumizibwa gwomutwe gukulumba bakira omusujja nga ne bwoba ogeza ku ssomero bannange bikugwako bannange osege obulumi ne bukusukkirako ddala soga ofune ke bayita Solange women syrup Solange women syrup oyo tajewo bulumi obuwowe Solange women syrup ajja kukolera nnyo kansulenti n'ensonga eyo nayo ogitegedde bulungi nnyo Solange women syrup usange mu pharmacies saako ne drug shops ezijja mwana ani ono oli kafu ono batokalusu wakalimu akalinga akasaliba sekakalebu oba anaanandika musajja wano sikyali emuziro sofa yinza okwesanga akasajja kagizana mwene bamwe utatola nawangula championi zirigi mwe dakiika ziri 20 mu kabuzi kubiri kuli tugambe mpira guno gusanga mu live play Mexico barekole mu gazibu timu ya South Africa bali ku ababetebera star 185 star kaga deni hash deni yes ba oke kusimu yote wetaga data wamate wetaga smartphone ya do narumo musambi makwena sawa ina South Africa bayiya nuna linga kwatide mutabwe biri mutivite yera likira katulabe Mexico barekole South Africa siro wano kabuzi kubiri kinana musamba grosse murafama Mexico bajaji kube chitu wano bamukaba de referee agamba chagambi wesura free kick ya timu y'eggwanga South Africa musambi tebo kwena bamukaba dali kudimwa owa timu y'eggwanga South Africa musambi mokwena era bwate musambi Brani Guterres nafuna yebo kadi owa timu y'eggwanga erya Mexico katiniza akabuzi kubiri kinana musamba kanense muri afamane ababe tugambye ku start 15 star nkaga hash start 15 star chenga hash then yes ba okay ku simu yo tulabe kino ekitambula kaongezi kona ku lwaliro free kick ya timu y'eggwanga South Africa kuli wasava free kick ya timu y'eggwanga South Africa kuli wasava bano kabuzi kubiri sawa ino musambi makwena kusabite bohoma kwena aleta free kick wani sawa yonna bagala ikulaiza bafwa akabuzi kubiri kuli katugabe free kick yes South Africa free kick South Africa no yizo muri ekintu sawa yonna free kick ya timu y'eggwanga South Africa timu ya Mexico bafwa mu ntabo wano mutwe unagutumiranga kujja era ne kujja musambi CBC South Africa zibe kole mu timu y'eggwanga Mexico empaka za World Cup kwe yakatweka tako ekiteze mu mpaka zino kwe musambi ya enade chitarito ya jasinzo baregerera katimba kouza 5-2 ku timu y'eggwanga Musambi Andreas Gardade emipira 18 be bakyasinzo yakyasinzo basambira emipira mingi timu y'eggwanga erya Mexico akabuzi kubiri kuli dakika 25 batino kino nakyo ino kimanya niwekanga ngogamba tebafulume ekisawaani gwe bagobako bajja bangawo kye bayitaaka water break okunywamu ku lwendo lw'etuzi waliwo okunywamu olwendo lw'etuzi batuniza akabuzi kubiri Siriemu Mexico ekulembedde South Africa wanira sofa Josh Agweya Uganda tubeerabira mu mpaka zino eza World Cup ate ng'ekikwatagana n'ebizimbisibwa byonna okwedolola ensi yonna kubyetaaza kwetaaga bya steel kwetaaga bya njawulo ebyomutindo ogumalayo bagiyita Josh Agweya Uganda Whereas MRO section, MS plates, black pipe, seamless pipe, TMX pads and bread, baby tana tanu, banange, atazimbe mubafuruna, siya, Dosh, hardware. Register ngali kunyondo close, ebukorobi. Route number 10. Abadosh, hardware, Uganda. Mpaka eza World Cup. Tulweri mwendo lw'amazzi gati ora nabo bakuwamu gagarangayo. Neba nayo mu America. Mu America kyata tukole bannange. Mu America kyata tukole bannange. Tukamye nyika star. 85 star nkaga hash. This touch 15 star chedash. Wame poleke na mayingo. Nayo muyiteyo. Kuzasu kwidi. La Fanga Eco Resort. Babali bitundu bye Kampala, Mbarara, Jinja. Ekyokola kiri kimu kyokka. Sooka ononye gye bayite Namayengo. Awulyoke ononye gye bayite ekizinga ekiyitibwa Dolwe. Bw'oba ovudde Kampala linnyoze Namayengo. Yingira Namayengo ononye omwalo wegusimbulidde. Ogugenda ku kizinga Dolwe. Awo olyoke ogende olye gye bayita cash. Sako n'okuwomula omusimbi ku bbeeyi layisi. Ng'ogenda ku La Fanga Eco Resort. Ku kizinga Edolwe nedda bwe twalinga gye bayita basomerako egindi eno ku Bishop Archbishop Nkoyoyo secondary school nga tulina gayo ava Dolwe eyo era nga tugamba nti omumimbi yawedde omuntu yawedde akabuzi kubiri kwoli olwekyo nga tulina gayo aveeyo ku kizinga Dolwe Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa. www.akabuzi.com
Jesus Garrado n'aleeta ekyemmanga wano Mexico baagala golo yakubiri Mexico banoonya golo yakubiri banekane kajoti kabwe akakiragala empale gy'ebisonga testokings ziri mu kala eya red mukwano gwange atuuliriza olwekyo nakyo omwagambye awagira Netherlands Segujja Media ali bunga naye agambye kwali atumbudde agambye alina Dobby Joseph batumbudde Manduso yabafuuka mu mulembe omutebi ne Kosegumba agambye entebe gitala Manduso yeefuga wonna wonna bwe wabadde ayita Sekyanzi n'ekyebire bali kakindi mu busujju nabo batumbudde Manduso kuba bali nnyo bali eddala Kawuma Stendo omutaka w'ekooki nawe ogambye kooli ne mugamba Richard naye agambye ali ttiimu Mexico Atoswiki naye agambye ali ttiimu Mexico Yingo Subi yagambye genda mu maaso tabimanyi era yaggulira ozirike abasabula biiko bongera okusabula bannange enyiga 238 65 teekamu pini osindike afunye emitwalo 5 mubagambye ennamba ye esembyayo 54 eggolo olunywedde 5 ne gagenda ku ssimu ye era tujja kumukubira katubuliro baddala yagafunye star 2 ye kodi gy'oboonyika weeyongese ensimbi zigenda kujja ku ssimu yowamaggweweeko kyeweekolera webale nnyo era gyemusije tuwuliriza muganda wange Suna Lutu wali ku Buganda Road Institute ow'ekitiibwa Joseph wali ku Ndembe Senkulu onnaye mulimu kyabangambye inteke ya August ya July ne August yegenda maaso okuwandiisa abayizi emyaka 27 nga ssettendekero waali mugende mbawagire empaka z'amasaza zitandika olw'omukaaga luno ebuweekula bannaffe ababuweekula Batunga ne Kyaddondo okuyingira omutwalo gumu n'ekitundu n'emitwalo 5 wali mu kisaawe kya Mubende NTC essaawa 10 omupiira gutandise olw'omukaaga luno z'empaka z'amasaza ga Buganda tugende Mubende ffenna wali ebuweekula wama tubeerewo ng'abasaale empaka zino zitandika mu butongole era bwetyo bwetambula ku Kyabasa kuba mukwano gwange atuuliriza ekifuba nga kikulembeddeko kikusiiwa kiraakira nga bw'okola ne kikutuuka olubiza olukifo buli lw'okolola naawe walina senyiga nga takuggwako ng'okalumirwa ne mu kussa kozesa Lugave Kofandi Fulusi lwakuli agenda okuyamba yakakasibwa NDA era amwetaaza omusaga mu famasi ne Drug Shops mu Uganda wonna munnange embeera n'etambula mariddaadi saana kakati gwate alusaasi nga zikusinya olukuje nga zikutawanya zikuyisa bubi ofuna ekikeeto obulwa apetayiti ofuna gasi mu lubuto naawe asesemasesemaku obenga ofuluma olusaayisaayi kozesa Lugave Kofandi Fulusi lwaku lwata kozesa Lugave alusasi lwaku yakakasibwa NDA era amwetaaza omusaga mu famasi ne Drug Shops mu Uganda wonna mukwano gwange embeera n'ebeera ng'etambula mariddaadi saana ziriva 33 South Africa balina omupiira katulabe basambako mpolampola naye obusajja bubalimu ng'atunuka baaba tebukkiriza obusajja bwa Mexico tebukkiriza bubalimu ng'atunuka naye abantu etunuka bagimanyi bayinza obutagimanya abasinga tebagimanyi kubeera tezikwatakwata bantu era nze yannumako lumu yannumedda myaka gyaddanyo eyo naye bagamba okisunuza mu ttooyi kya ttooyi eno piiti nga togendangayo badde sikimanyi ekyo naye kati nga yakulumye oba okola otya nga yalumyani etunuka nekuluma ng'eryo neddagala kuba buli wamu ogenzeewo tebagamba ttooyi enzungu kubanga agamba atya Bwana Kaddu John Michael Kaddu mwakizwa ttiimu ya Arsenal director Pizza Bond simanyi muhonika bawagira ttiimu ki bawagira ttiimu ki ya Adi Sebunya nagitegedde Adi Sebunya wa Panama ayina ensonga lwaki gyawagira ndowooza ettiba litambula mpolampola Mexico golemu South Africa 0 eddakiika zino 33 eno CBS FM yonna gye musuze tuwuliriza omulimu gwe mukola gwa kitiibwa nnyo omumejja nasonda yakunawe ebyotya ebyenyo tata emirimu gye mukola musimanyi okuwagira ku magiraani ekasume kino mutambula bulungi
abantu okola atya equalizer sebebeire erikuwuna ebeire erikuwuna mudawo omupiira tegwaganye yesebo nepu yasesemu katule ne David Silva bandi balengera bano bye baliwo kwadika punkumero 26 baliwo bulungi eno okubanga tebakyota buliro kwadikako 26 ifede twasimbwire ira baba okubanga temutumbula katubane kwadika bulungi eno Mexico bakwibye olijawulira tabo Mexico bakwibye utendo bana tabo saison utendo bana kwadika erukulai okwagana abera bana Scobeto Roberto Alvarado baikira bulungi ono olijawulira Mexico bana ebikaito balese jakweya
gigs in 1996.
Yes, right, yeah, that was terrifying.
125,000 people. I mean, I can't even. I mean, what's that? 2 Wembleys or something?
Well, it's big. Well, this is.
Hello.
First chance for South Africa. It comes and goes in a flash. Reaction tells you after an opportunity. Between the centre halves, a bit of pace on the board, and it's redirecting.
Hello.
This times it. The early opportunity. Too close to the goalkeeper.
Hello.
In position. Then he's going to lift that ball, take the goalkeeper out of the equation.
Hello. Hello. Oyuna mukuma ndio kama shida. Mama shida. Simani na namba hizi ya ndio mama shida. Ndio sasa
Sasa ya tu wao kwa kweli na kujua.
simani gwaki. Naye jawa. Mukubi bekora.
Yafuna namba.
Sitegenge wanoze ndaga mama shira.
Ate yebe kula kwa mwe namba zonna zinasenze nyagasira lo. Naye omuntu aba akubeera yejja kula yinya.
Kanti kasima yinde kazi.
Tegeza yakubye kubizo.
Naye ate mukundaga yandaga nti amukwata tamutegeera. Omanyi nga bono okwata omuntu n'obujanga tabitegeera bulungi.
say, you talk about those, you talk also about the men that left people, he left them and people say, why is he leaving them? That has shown exactly why he's such a brilliant player. So it's a lot to talk about and a lot of things to look at as well. In between this game here so far, South Africa are trailing by 1 goal to nil, and we're still in the first half of this game. 38 minutes and a bit played already in this encounter. I did mention when you're having a chat with Mapaseka as well as Tabiso to say, this formation, when you do get it right, it will work very well. But most of the time, you're going to find yourself in trouble because you have too many bodies at the back.
Yeah, the thing is, when you play the diamond, the 3-4-3, you need to have special players for us. For me, it's not one of the easiest formations for one to apply. You need to have, it relies on the wing backs. And when we talk about wing backs, these are players who can play at the back and up front effectively. Not just play, but effectively. They need to be able to run up and down during the game because when we have the ball, they need to play attackingly. And when we don't have the ball, they need to defend. But on the last third, they need to influence as well. So when you look at South Africa, yes, Modiba can influence up front, but he's not going to be able to come back at the time you need him to come back. Whereas on the right hand side with Kuliso Mudau, he can run box to box, be available on both flanks at the right time, but he's not so effective on the last third. If he's there, he's not a dangerous player at all. So I don't think it favors us as a nation, and in history South Africa has never been the greatest of the defending sides.
Here they are now, the ball collected and played back towards the middle of park, collected by South Africa, who steal once again. They get possession away immediately. Pressing here for Messi will be actually brilliant. Ball played wide by Giteras, and the goal eventually goes out of play. Will be a throw in. Hugo Bruce applaud him. There is a challenge from Bogazi. Get the ball away for South Africa.
Oh, he got the ball, got the face of the ball, and that was fair.
So we're going to talk about that. It's going to be a very much contentious issue throughout the day. When you're playing against a host nation, everyone expects the ref to actually be supportive of the host nation more than anything else. So it's going to be a tricky one for South Africa as well in this game. Here's the ball, played back towards the goalkeeper, cleared away by the goalkeeper Rangel to get the ball away in middle of the park. Collected by the South Africans through Bogazi. Stolen again by the Mexican, played wide towards the left-hand side, through the center circle there to get the ball this time around. Mexican now nicely knocked around by Eric. The center circle there to get the ball this time around. Mexican now nicely knocked around by Eric. By Smithy, but he keep possession away immediately for South Africa. Here they are again under pressure. Brown remain on the wider side. It is collected by Goliardo. Goliardo's ball played in this time around, collected across towards the right hand side of the field. As they march on again, it is Alvarado's ball collected by Reyes. Right in here, it's Alvarado back again in possession. Reyes outside of him. Give the ball towards Reyes. Reyes in towards the center circle, going in wide towards the left hand side of the field. Mudau is standing by. Gets the ball on his by the Mexican. A chance for a shot to be played in. Long ball in. Saved by the goalkeeper, Williams.
What a great reflexes by Ronwen Williams, but then again, all the opportunities given to Mexico, having the ball, 3 men in between the line, having all the spaces and time to think about what they want to do with it. And of course, that time around, Raul Jimenez just needed the slightest of the touches, and that's a goal.
What a moment for Mexico. They really patient build up from them. When they do lose possession, they come up immediately, get the ball back. South Africa are struggling in the middle of Park Speedway. They are unable to do much, but here they are. Quininius! Deflected ball again. Mexico cut back. Quininius! Off the upright! Still the scoreline remains 1-0. How it stays 1-0, it is still mind-boggling. Bogazi brought down free kick South Africa.
43rd minute, South Africa still hasn't made the change that can make them play forward. Bruno is always going to be the issue. Well, we know, of course, that Coach Hugo Bros will make changes coming to the second half. The question is that when do you actually need to make changes as a coach? Do you make it when you see the problem, or do you make it when you reach your parameters? Because you probably have planned when you're going to make changes in what part of segment of the game. But for me, I think I would really like to quote some of the coaches that are brave to make changes in the first half. I mean, Pizzo Musimane is one of those coaches that were not, who were very brave to make the change. Even in the 15th minute, if he says it doesn't work, he changes it immediately.
Now it's all about being brave and doing the right thing at the moment. Hugo Bros, a ball given away again by Ikram Reyners now towards the right-hand side of the field. 1-0 the scoreline is at the moment in favor of Mexico. And the goal that came in the first 10 minutes of this game. Still there was simply two nations. Long ball played forward. Knocked down this time by Mbogazi, collected by Mudiba on the left-hand side of the field. Man from Al-Qadar is the man that's Al-Qadsia rather is the man that scored the only goal so far in this match. Forward they go again. Right-hand side, ball played in. Mutawu's long ball. Appeals for handball. Ball goes out. And the ref said nothing. Second time appealing for handball. There's not been given by the referee.
Well, he needs to play to the whistle. It was also him, Mudao, in the first count. When he made a cross, it was blocked and he was asking for a handball. The thing is the distance between himself and the player blocking that ball, it was Gallardo the time around. So I think you need to play to the whistle, concentrate. This is the World Cup. You need to be switched on each and every minute and second. You need to follow the ball and win your duels. Try give your best and let the referee do his job.
Do the job. That's what the refs expected to do here today. Here's a ball played in South Africa, right hand side Mukwena. Long ball played in, chance for header away. Chested down here and collected outside the penalty area. Long range shot! It is Mbogazi. Goalkeeper does well. Hold on to that one. Whew, what a strike.
Well, you know.
Swerved. The keeper had it all the way. But I'll tell you, he knows what he's up against now with Mbogazi.
Well, you know what he can do. You know, as soon as he gets frustrated with the midfielders and the strikers, he goes himself. And he scored a beautiful goal like this for Orlando Pirates before he left, and also for the national team. So he's really got it in his locker, you know, to make that shot.
Chiditya, the story that we're talking about when you talk about the national team and having scored some beauties over. But to talk about the way he's actually gone about his business here today. Because Mbogazi, the man that scored a goal today, just to give his numbers for his past season, when he talk about what he has done when he's playing there, it's a ball played in this time, and Williams comes out and clears the ball away. He played his football at the youth level for his national team before making a switch now to play for the Mexicans. Played for the under-20 and under-21 of Colombia, where he scored four goals in 5 matches for the 20s. Mexico now is 23 matches, 3 goals he has scored already. This season alone, Spiwe, 31 matches, 33 goals in the league in the Saudi Arabia. 3 matches and 4 goals in the King's Cup. So you can talk about a man that's contributed a total of 41 goals in 35 matches across all competitions for the team that he played for in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, also makes 4 assists while he does that, for his club Al-Qadsia. I mean, in Saudi, really is on top form. You know, he could score anytime. You know, he's got the pace, he's got the skill. You know, he's got also some composure in how he goes about his business.
Indeed, a man that has done well so far. He has the only goal separating the two nations. He has been scored by him. Here they are now, going forward once again on the right-hand side, the Mexicans. Ball killed away by Mbogazi, goes out. Will be a throw-in now to Mexico.
4 minutes, of course, being added on by Sampano, to try and, of course, see it out. And how everyone feels is a little bit down at the moment. Mexico are trying to hold on to that win, and South Africa tries to play.
Another ball played in. This time the goalkeeper comes across and collects that one easily. And the restart played the back this time, South Africa. Scoreline remains in the moment. South Africa are trailing by 1 goal to nil against Mexico. If we get to the end of the first half here in this game, the question is, how will they respond? They need to have a response, people. They cannot sit back. They cannot do anything. They have to try and get something, or maybe we manage the result because they still have South Korea coming up, as well as there is a Czech Republic.
Yeah, I mean, South Africa, in this game, they do have a chance. Mexico is not that too strong for the likes of South African attack. I mean, they do have Relebogile Mofokeng outside, and also Apollos has also been on really good form for the national team. And you got really nice options that Hugo Broos can use from the bench that can change his talent and batter. One of them who can also help up with Tebogo Mokoena, can also strike from outside the box if there are chances. So I think South Africa has got a lot of abilities to try and change this. Tembazwane as well from Sundowns, also one of those who can break this Mexican team. It doesn't look too bad, but just a little bit worried from the South African point of view why they wait for too long to make the change when you see it can't work.
At the moment, the scoreline is one in favor of the Mexicans. They'll try to hold on to this for as long as they can. Could have been more, but it was Ronald Williams with a brilliant defense that came through as well. Ime Ocon, as some say, become the man that stopped the ball before it went over. So here they are again on the right-hand side. It is Mexico on the left-hand side. Ball pin in air. It's a good ball into the penalty area and trying to take a shot. and the goalkeeper really struggling across, almost got there. But Gutierrez could have done better.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the match, needs to improve, because there he's got one-on-one with Ocon. The only thing he needs to do is just to pick a spot. But Ocon runs diagonally, the kick creates a doubt in his mind, and it worked out for him. And of course, South Africa survives again.
Another survival for South Africa. It is goals that matters, and the man on the bench of Mexico knows there should have been another goal for his side, unable to do so. But now they've got to do it over again. South Africa, at the moment, are still trailing by 1-0 against the Mexican counterparts. How do they handle this one? Long ball played forward, unable to get there. The supply, let's talk about the supplies, people. Most of the time we talk about the goals will be scored, but the supply has not been the best of supplies today for South Africa.
Yeah, well, I think that's been the thing. There are no players that have been added into the lineup to create supply. And that's where the challenge is. Yes, even if you can have those wing backs, but the through ball passes, they playing to two strikers who don't have the pace. You don't have anyone, whether Apollos or Reyners, or not Reyners, but Tsepang Moremi, or even Tapelo Masago for that matter. Those are the players that can give you the outlet when you win the ball and you're now trying to play a turnover ball.
The scoreline at the moment, South Africa are trailing here by 1-0 against Mexico. A lot to play for, a lot to fight for in the second half, and a lot to look at overall as well between the two nations. But this one here is what you're talking about, what we're looking for over and above everything else. Let's really look at this one, SP, as well at the same time here. So, the FIFA World Cup 2026 is here. The world's biggest soccer tournament lands on your doorstep at your nearest Coca-Cola fan park. You don't want to miss out. The 411 and the tickets on Coca-Cola ZA socials. Feed it all with Coca-Cola. So about to get into the break. Let's talk.
In case you missed it.
Second, I am worried now. Why is Coach Hugo Bruce sounding the alarm around Bafana Bafana's mentality and their energy in the camp? They need to be high. It's too early in the day to be disappointed. Jamaica and high. There we go. That's where we want to be, guys. But you know what, Kathy? Say hi. It's Monday morning.
Well, Kathy, Bruce is definitely not high at the moment. He's in the investigate first and arrest later camp, okay?
This is SAFM Sport with Sai Khan. Bertha Charuma on SAFM.
Oh my goodness. Did you just witness 10-13 minutes into the game, Mexico just scores?
Hey, shush, man.
No, but do you know what it does if you're responsible?
I can't be seen.
Yeah, you're behind. I don't know why you chose that mic. This young man. So now he's gonna have to put my bag on the floor.
No, you don't put a bag on
and
the
I'll be
floor.
poor.
It's bad luck. I can't have more bad luck.
Then I'll be poor. So there we go.
Yes.
John.
13
13 minutes.
Bertha, how are you?
Oh, hello, John. Sorry. Yeah. 13 minutes in the game.
9 minutes.
And was it? Did he score 9?
9 minutes.
Okay, so my television is giving me
Yeah, it's lying.
a different
Yeah.
mode. But nonetheless, so what happens is psychologically, when you're playing a game and the opposition scores, it kind of like chips your...
So, first of all, you're playing in front of 35,000 mad Mexicans, which is already chipping at you. And then you're down 1-0, and we've got 5 defenders in the back. Still. See, now what has to happen is that has to change, because we need to score a goal. Or 2 goals.
And in that first half, please make me understand, because it seems like our defense is being bombarded by the Mexicans.
It's a little leaky. A little leaky. We got
Are you
5.
saying little?
Little leaky.
It's oozing.
We got 5 defenders in the back. One of our midfielders is dropping back. At one point, we had 6 in a line, and still they are managing to get around. I think we're being a little tentative in the penalty box. I don't think we're getting those hard hits, those hard tackles that we should be doing, and we've been known to do at the back there. So we'll see.
What's happening to our midfielders?
they're sitting and defending. There's been some good moves. They're trying to work on the break, which seems to be the tactic, right? Put 5 in the back. You have a centre forward who's sitting really forward. You hit them on the break, but they've had a good couple of chances, but Mexico just seem to be running rings around us.
Yeah, but do you think maybe they're still trying to suss out the Mexican game?
As they say, it's a game of 2 halves.
I know, but either you're studying, but your studying must be over it in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, they should know the team. If they don't know the team by now, then there's something wrong.
Yeah. Then you know that actually here we need to strengthen defense or we need to strike.
From the beginning, it looked as if we were playing for a draw, to be fair. With winning the other 2 weaker sides, because then there's South Korea and Mexico, we can beat the other 2 sides. I think that's the attitude.
I like Bukasi.
No, it's fine.
He's got Baba.
Of the encounter. Love to have you on board, especially because Supersport is bringing you full HD television coverage of this. It is clearer than anywhere else. Keep searching it with us. Now, let's get straight into what took place. JT, you
before he left and also for the national team. So he's really got it in his locker to make that shot. The nature of the story that we're talking about when we talk about the national team and then he scored some beauties over. When we talk about the way that you've gone about his business today.
And there's just a gap in between where you can protect it a little bit better, but he's got to be so much more aware of what's around him because this is a big mistake.
Begging people, but it's time for news.
President government on high alert ahead of June 30th deadline and concern over voter registration on McCain flats. Good evening. The KwaZulu-Natal Premier Tony Tuli says the provincial government will remain on high alert despite assurances there'll be no chaos.
Where he took it on the wrong side of the foot as well.
Under the microscope, even with you. Absolutely.
Ambassador wa mani yubone ochiwenko kweyogerere.
He can realize his crest on his right foot.
Agambi kukwasatu kwemu ekweyogerere bagala nyo kyabasafa watu walakuti tukukusa.
Split second.
Kibana unasiwa kasani kira. Chwana wachowangura.
It's the same way that
tugeze mwenda makati g'ekibuga Kampala egole mu timu y'eggwanga ya Mexico oba Mexico then timu y'eggwanga ya South Africa Republic of South Africa oba Rhodesia bakyabala 0 era nga gole eyo yatebeddwa omusambi ayitwa Julian Quiñones mukubi namwogeddeko wali mu pre-match analysis abadde bagobera ennyo Saudi Pro League oba liigi ekutiko mu ggwanga ya Saudi Arabia eyawanguliddwa Al Nassr njagala kutegeeza kuno omufuuka oyo.
Well, the solutions in the second half, maybe they come off the bench. This is the World Cup where every single player that travels with the national team, all 26 players, are available for selection. So the bench is long, and this is what the 2 benches look like. For South Africa, is there anyone you'd urgently like to see come on?
Hey, many.
Tell me who the many are.
They're already behind.
In possession, outside of him, not trainers, but Tsepan Morevi, or even Tapala Masego for that matter. Those are the players that can give you the outlet when you.
And for me, we come from behind. The youngest player on the toilet is sitting on the bench for Mexico.
Ecologically, when you're playing a game and the opposition scores, it kind of like chips your...
So, first of all, you're playing in front of 35.
Because he's going to
help Mexico to contain the ball and rotate the ball. But it was very creative. He gets into the right players to be able to shoot, which we do have this type of players on the bench. And I strongly believe we need to lose maybe one centre back and one central midfielder to actually change the system.
Is there a way back, JT?
I think so. I'm looking at Gutierrez has been booked in the first half as well.
You got love, boy, that you read that you got talent of fire. You got love, you can order what you want, you can get what you need. You got love, I can see it in minutes.
I don't really know what to add after the vocal in this song. We have seen an appearance song.
Yeah, I think because you got
I think the style was put something like
so it's something that we need to improve on the other side, because now if we keep losing the ball from the middle pack, then it means it's going to be hell of a game that we're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle through at the end of the game, not to any action.
But nothing is done yet. There's still 45 more minutes of action at the Mexico City Stadium. It's only 1-0 down the Bafana are, and as Shorty pointed out, plenty of options on Hugo Bruce's bench. We'll be back with the action right after this.
But it's unfortunate. You need your best player to captain it, but that has not been the case for South Africa.
Alright, so that has not been the case for South Africa.
No promises, please.
This year, play Sporty Bet.
You need to take care of this.
Explain yourself.
I saw the World Cup movements. I'm curious.
Real sports?
And a bit of casinos too.
Do you know about the rings? Press the button. Can you feel it?
Free bets. Raining every single day.
Next.
So, like we said,
There's no way whenever it's showing on the moment.
Also, sorry, this calls for a rapid response.
And you walk goes to
I want it because I want it. Only the
Say no, but
before the growth, before the recognition.
Has the game lost its colors? We're here to bring it back.
This June, step into a bigger entertainment experience with more to love on us. We're talking more drama, more action, more unforgettable stories, all waiting for you. We're opening up our world of entertainment so you can feel more. This June, pay for your current GoTV subscription and we'll upgrade you at no extra cost.
This is more than a game. It's in the the legacy of greatness. Two champions win great battles.
Mexico waliwo akaliriza akato ka myaka 17 bamuyita Gilberto Mora ayambadde omulyosi n'amakwira kumusambya abatenyi abasize mu bakazi abasinga okubeera abato abazze akyali muto kosi wevungeero naye nga balowooza nti zikwezo tali zibwayo kakati ez'amanyi kuwanga ne Mexico ogamba Mexico siwalina eringa kumulamu bwattake olusobalenga n'abasambi abato abajja nga bayogumya ensi nga bamenya bagulirawo nikatoze Gilberto Mora n'abatimu ga Madrid ga Man City gagezaako okutunuulira obaolyawo yanakuba akajja n'asinga kuwali abadde okuba Mexico batabadde bajja ebitambula kabosi ku 297 akutenzebera mu makkati g'ekibuga Kampala empaka zose batusiba kwonna pa bannawo special empaka ezisinga obunene mu nsi yonna zizo ziyiddwako akawuwo sizoni ewali kafu 26 kati ate wekafulu
mueven los grupos que quieren llamar la atención de una manera pacífica y con consigna. Yo sé llevar a cabo pues, el acceso al estadio, es decir, ellos hicieron presencia con su protesta. Habrá quien la haya registrado, habrá quien no, pero al final de cuentas tuvieron ese derecho a manifestarse y del otro lado la gente tuvo la posibilidad de acceder armónicamente al estadio. Entonces, si no hubo acuerdo en la mesa de negociaciones es una cosa, pero que hubo un entendimiento al menos, y ese fue la sana convivencia o la convivencia armónica el día de hoy, bueno, pues está vigente, está patente. Es la 1 de la tarde con 9 minutos en el tiempo del centro de la República Mexicana. Ya estuvimos en Houston, ya estuvimos en Los Ángeles y ahora vamos a la capital francesa. Vamos a París con Daniel Mejía, porque allá también pues se vive el fútbol. Ellos están esperanzados en su selección cuando llegue su momento, claro está. Pero por lo pronto, Daniel, cuéntanos cómo se vive en la Ciudad Luz este primer partido.
Buenas noches desde el estadio de Francia. Les saludo. Lo que ustedes ven atrás mío es el estadio donde se inauguró el Mundial de Fútbol de 1998. Y los gritos que escuchan al fondo corresponden a un estadio lleno, mientras David Guetta en este momento está presentándose en vivo, en este preciso momento, con un acto que tiene relación con el acto inaugural del Mundial de Fútbol 2026. Un estadio lleno que recuerda y evoca lo que fue el Mundial de Fútbol de 1998, cuando Francia se enfrentó a España en este mismo estadio que ustedes pueden ver. Voy a moverme un poco para que puedan ver un poco más la periferia. Este es el estadio de Francia. Yo me encuentro en la parte de afuera. Hay un gran dispositivo de seguridad a esta hora. Y David Guetta se está presentando como el espectáculo central. Un estadio lleno con muchísimos aficionados, en lugares también alternos al estadio, y también un gran dispositivo de seguridad podemos ver justo acá, al estadio de Francia.
Oye, y cuéntame una cosa, Daniel, la presencia y el concierto que ofrece en estos momentos David Guetta, ¿se ve en alguna pantalla el partido de México o simplemente es un concierto de David Guetta en el estadio que me imagino con motivo del Mundial?
No, no es un acto, digamos, que sea un acto que no tenga que ver con el Mundial, no, es un acto que tiene que ver con el Mundial. De hecho, el acto más importante que hay hoy en París relacionado con el Mundial de Fútbol y con la apertura del Mundial de Fútbol es este concierto, porque ahora vienen los juegos de la pirotecnia, ya se está oscureciendo, ya está entrando el verano. Ahí escuchamos a David Guetta con una atrás mío en el estadio.
Daniel, muchísimas gracias. Gracias por este reporte desde París. Muy buenas noches. Allá 10 de la noche con 12 minutos. Gracias.
Saludos.
Great play again. Oh, should have looked for goal here. I thought he might play the reverse to slip through his teammate Gutierrez, who was advancing, but he went for the spectacular himself. Like this, just thinks the fact he's scored a goal in the game that he takes this on nowhere near scoring. That's slightly selfish. Fans still making their way back to their seats here.
Radio 2000, Pop Music, your
Special, here's Alvarado. It's ahead of him. Williams, the South African skipper. a foul, but plays the advantage. He takes it through there to Reyes. When you heard that, he's son.
Ce fou est un problème. C'est tout.
Penalty.
I think we all knew what was coming. Sitole is heading for an early shower. Well, he's put into a horrible defensive position by some quite brilliant defensive attacking. Jimenez dropping deep, linking the play, and then the ball is on this attacking midfield of his yards. He's really clever doing it. Taking across the defender. That's there. Taking contact and controlling it. But the one that got control in behind him there. It's the plan. And it puts the Tory in that horrible position. They just can't deal with it. So it's off to the denial of the goal scoring opportunity. There will be no reprieve. Now, free kick in position of promise. I did mention in the first half as well about how he does for the team. It's not him running drop the there as he's made the ball. Definitely look at that front of the Jimenez, but it's criticized for his former World Cup
ikarita ya mbere y'umutuku mu gikombe cy'isi 2026 Sefero Sitore bamaze kuyimuha yari rasiki defender yebaba we
South Africa imibare y'Abanyafrika ariko Sitore yagize match MVP nagazayo byanze byamunaniye nyuma yo gutanga foul la kwanza Aisarya nikate mutuku rwose Kedafi gitangira avuga ati jewe nuko nareshaga muri mondial mu ndetse ya baba yo
baba wa reka turebe kufra bayitera kabanyafrika y'epfo bayivanamo rekuri shot ariko umupira uragenda urarenga pira n'uguterekwa imbere y'izamu rya Afrika y'epfo ririmo Ronnie Williams katurebe rero mukanya gato na Jimenez yarateye kufra nziza cyane ariko umupira abasore b'Abanyafrika y'epfo bawuvana
atari kabisa Gairi Foster wabuze igitego buzuye aragitsinda
biragoye rwose biragoye cyane
get everything you need die amwita Shakira
okay
ngo play like you mean it ngo bita Sitore he played like he didn't mean it yes we abataramu barimo baratumiza icyo kunywa ya Skol Malt mu kazariya ime Skol Malt bari kwinywa mpola gake papa 5 ni minota
koreno nyamara ibintu birakomeye
yo gahunda se niyo
birashoboka tugize ukuri ibintu birakomeye reka tubere kona ikipe y'igihugu ya Mexique bayiteye kona ariko umupira bawufanamo Abanyafrika y'epfo ahita urenza uyu musore nimero 6
icyo nisabira abataramu kuri
YouTube
no kuri FM dukurikiye jya muri group ya Tenzon Family wandika izina rya Utindi Alan merereye hakiri kugenda
yewe
nushaka kunasuzuma ubundi gusoma ubutumwa bw'ubutumwa
yewe
kuri WhatsApp nsoma ubutumwa bwawe bwa ku minota 65 ndajya kuri YouTube
yewe
twagiye DJ Mike Pro kutandika bimeze bite Cyubahiro Emi vipi tuyihimbaze akayesu andika izina ryawe ariko ari umutaramu wacimba kakari muri introduction cimaka rwose umutaramu kamusoma izina yanyebeje bamwita Mutabazi Keve Nyarugenge Kimisagara fana Chelsea na Real Madrid mu cyisi nzaba ndi nyuma iyo bita Argentine uyu mutaramu kugira tunemeza abantu batumwereka Nyarwanda cyane Engineer Eritier Mutabazi rwose mwereka Nyarwanda ya Cimaka no muntu wa mbere wivuzana nigaragaza uwo bita mwenyewe yanditse ndi Sylvie ndi Gatsibo match rangira bikusa nabandi mukomeza turi kuri Tenzon Family Channel uwo bita mwenyewe nitwa Hilary Kabuhariwe merereye ikabuga match rangira ari Mexico 2 ku busa bwa South Africa gace mutubwire bamwita niwe mugenga Jean Baptiste Irubavu ndimo gufana Espagne sawa Cimaka ndi kuri WhatsApp Tenzon Family 5 minota nacyahindutse cyasoma ubutumwa bw'akindi undi ninde mwandike turi live kuri YouTube ariko no kuri Radio Tenzon cyane
reka turebere n'umupira kwa kuri
Mutaramu yagezeho bita mwenyewe
yamushyizeho yamucegeseho
umutaramu wo bita Mutabazi Keve ufana Chelsea na Real Madrid ubwo abafana bo equipe rero baje bajya kuri Radio Tenzon abari udusegma tuntu duto twe episode twaganira mu equipe ya urumva
none si foto y'uyivanye
kandi yashyize muri group niwe wenyine wakoze icyo bita introduction uwo bita mwenyewe ati hello ndi Salomo mere Rubavu mba ndyamye kuri France gusa ariko Mexico irawucyura santime uwo bita Sylvain Akayezu ndahari bihehe yewe Afrika igiye kundisha man yesuwe ndaramaza turacyabetinga bro abo abuzigorira unanigo gutega bigenda izina ryawe ikikufana nuko na match ya Mexico na South Africa cyane yewane minota ni 56 turi kwinywera ka
Scormart
bagiye kwa basimbuza bakwe mu bita Lyle Foster bashiramo muzee wa Mbata we
ibyo kabisa avamo Lyle Foster yinjiramo Mbata uyu musore ambara nimero 5
Mbata
yinjira mu kibuga avamo Lyle Foster uyu mwataka w'ikipe ya Parme mu gihugu cy'Ubwongereza ava mu kibuga Afrika FC imbuza rero reka turi muri defense y'ikipe y'igihugu ya Mexique kino neza cyane umupira ujya ku ruhande rw'imoso ariko itawuvanaho neza cyane mu defense witwa CBC abanyafrika y'epfo sasa kino neza umupira kwa Kuliso Mtao size umupira inyuma kwa CBC kino neza cyane umupira ku ruhande rw'imoso umupira bawuvana abanya-Mexique zamuka neza Raul Jimenez arakundagurana na Mbekezeri Mbokazi ariko umupira batawuvanaho vuba barakundagurana zamuka Afrika y'epfo ariko bahita bakora ikosa barikorera uyu musore ukina hagati mu kibuga bita Eric Herrera bamukorera ikosa wow mediateur mwiza cyane Eric Herrera bamukorera ikosa rero amazina akaba yitwa Eric Antonio Herrera Mendes akaravutse mu 2000 afite imyaka 26
cyane
akaba rero asanzwe akina nka defensive midfielder akaba akinira ikipe yitwa Cruz Azul yiwabo muri Mexique Eric Herrera reka turebe rero ni kufla ikipe y'igihugu ya Mexique ni kufla ya Mexique ni kufla ya Mexicano bajya kuyitera
abanya-Mexique bagurutse bwati twabatereka amabaho ya security
ndabona Fidalgo yahita imaso umutwe ariko mupira ujya kwa Mbekezeri Mbokazi rekura baro ndende ariko mupira uragenda urarenga
no kurengurwa n'ikipe y'igihugu ya Afrika y'Epfo
cyane kabisa bita Gianni Infantino arahibereye kabisa aravuga ati uko ibintu bimeze
uyu mutaramu witwa T50 Sam ati turajya muri iyo groupe ya WhatsApp gute
link ya IP
iriho rwose pe
ipinize rwose groupe iriho
cyane reka turebe rero umupira urihuta cyane muri defense y'ikipe y'igihugu ya Mexique akina neza mwita Vasquez kina neza umupira inyuma gato ujya kuri Montes Cesar Montes n'ufite umupira hano Cesar Montes kina neza na Eric Lira tampira ku ruhande rw'imoso kwa Jesus Gallardo na Vasquez zamuka neza Eric Lira kina neza umupira awutanga kwande reka turebe Julian Quinones ariko Julian Quinones uyu musore atsinze igitego ateye umupira wagenda urarenga mbega Mexico hano iyi Mexique ni ishyano
ariko kushaka kwisasira hitsi
ariko ibintu ari byiteze ibi ngewe nari mbyiteze rwose ibi nari mbyiteze cyane ahubwo mutaramu Heritier ameze neza reka maze niba umeze neza ariko iminota rero iriyongera gake biracyari ubusa bwa Afrika y'Epfo kuri kimwe cya Mexique ubusa bwa Afrika y'Epfo kuri kimwe cya Mexique Saba okay kusimu yo na woli sawa yunda Vira star Wanana tana star Kaga hash Then star M Nana tana star chinaji Musami ya Eden Adams Bamugabi wai Tunali nyangudiba ya duwa muchisawi Balezo Musami Zamwe Musami Zwane Yingine mucho Musami Jainen Adam Musami Zwane Seba Zwane Ayinide mucho Musami Adams Temba Zwane Kira bana ba South Africa ba marara n'izwa ita Zwane abasoma history about history wa South Africa about South Africa but Zwane basoma kuba koi emusoma kuba koi san emusoma kuba Shaka the Zulu leader watu wasoma byacheri byechiya mukoikoi baina kiribidi sawu kati sitanga ko mukoikoi enda kuchanga baunga ndambula munsi ezeri ku AI patagalide mukoikoi koisani simanyi baina yellow skid mbijukira nayo kudiruki barumba kimye kwangira Mexico ulira byendimu imwanya kuyina edachika kanga mupiri tuli muzira fwanga ekolizoti ikizinge berwe enseri eryewomerwa enseri eryerambula bifu enseri eryenyumirwa enseri eryewuga lafwanga ekolizoti ku kizinge berwe genda mu district y'e Namayingo tuka mu kibuga tandika n'omwalo funa wawo tukita kidyeri kiba kikundi kinara kyekisinga okawomesa kugenda kwekubya picha ngabo olumbe kizinga ddolwe ngabo otunuya obuyi buli ngabo obuza ku bweri ebinyonyi ebisupu nejja babawomerwa nejja batrage eddolwe ulafwanga ekolisoti otegedde
basaleko babukinga lafwanga ekolisoti yategekerayo basidde yategekerayo ngapeze emyaka 10 akabosi kubiri poli ujanga bosi tegeka naye yadda akatiketi kabasidde barumba yakikankaga musatu kweyakavwegattako sawa yonna sikyali egole mu kuziro tuline ababet era waliwo Czech Republic naye zabika emipiira mu mpakeze za World Cup asamba South Korea sawa 11 Canada Bosnia Herzegovina esawa nyamukiro lwakutaano lunawo akabosi kubiri kukyali 87 akatonyesemwe fama songa atera ku lunaku olwakutaano mu kirenkera akeesa olw'emukaaga USA n'ettiimu y'eggwanga erya Paraguay songa atera ku lw'omukaaga ate mu kiro esawa zinaabanya ttiimu ya gatta n'ettiimu y'eggwanga erya Switzerland kyonna wali ku alphabet actually osobola okugamba nti kankwate World Cup yokka wali ku alphabet n'osabuka n'ebibinja byonna ekyokulabirako bw'oba okutta ettiimu ya Argentina for instance yokka ogenda ng'oteekamu wali nti Argentina bannange kyonna ng'agikuleetera Argentina mweri Argentina alina osamba Algeria Argentina alina osamba Austria Argentina alina osamba Jordan bw'okwata oyo omuwaati tegamba ng'ogenda n'onoonya abanene musibe bubukamwatu bukamwatu otegete ebyokubiri gitera okukola tulo sikyali emusiro meiko ekulembedde South Africa dakika 64 ekitundu kyakuli eky'omuzannyo mwe tuli bw'omalaawo kati ttiimu kyendala egenda okuba ennyo sinnagiraba balumba emyeggwanga erya South Africa ekyakulembeddwa gwatiniza akabosi 2 n'ekimumba kyayo kinana musamba galize munekoma poti lijja kuba Uzbekistan era poti gwemwene esobola okuba lyalako geni nowe esobola okuba Iraka bugamba mulimu abava bali sisiwadde naye era sibu bijja okategedoba bugamba oyinza n'okwatamu bano bowulira nti kalanzi mu kibinja kino mulimu zishuwa Ivory Coast kulukaawo abo baswitizirandi kataane dda yabika emipiira efunyenda sibayo ka World Cup special abangu akasabwa naye ngaali ku sita 210 sita 2 sita emuhaji then yes oba okekwegiri yo World Cup special kati option ndowooza namba 3 awo World Cup special eja weekend eno paka weekend sawa yonna wapaka mukaba kakola osamba special mu bisembo akabosi kubiri poli Ongereza anakubagana oyo sikyali egole mu ttiimu y'eggwanga erya Mexico sibo ttiimu y'eggwanga eya South Africa kabosi kubiri goli 87 katenyesemwe na fama www.akaboserefm bagala namba 2 Mexico sawa yonna Peter muwanvu wano birisiro Jimenez abatomede mupira ne kutola katimba abatomede mupira ne kutola katimba omusambira Jimenez abatomede birisiro sajja mwagala kikopo munogwe Mexico bala 2-0 South Africa omusambira Jimenez n'agamba nkubeezo tukuba abantu oleeta wano kyeta ya siripirisiro kabosi 2 bannange ekibubuka kino kigwitare kikulosinza omupiira guba temusavwa negujja mu ntabwe wano nagambye defensi ya South Africa yeetaaga balooya bana bawoza ejja naggumulandi omusajja yasemudde naye muleke n'abatomera omupiira paka katimba siripirisiro Mexico nega bannange kanakakopo katuwomedde ate kino ekisaawe kibawomera bitya siripiri South Africa 0 Wano Kabos kubiri kinana musaba kategesi mudafama www.akabosfm epakaza World Cup tugambye genda ku upper yiga star 15 star kaga hash era genda ku upper yiga star 15 star jeda hash yes kwa okay ku simu yo wega dogere wenyo bali kupereze ko wega dogere wenyo bali kupereze marayi wega kupereze simu za upper kamba kulia jeda star Monana, Kaga Star, Kaga Hash, Over Star, Monana, Kaga Star, Jeda Hash, Indians, Over Okay, Gatti, Star, Monana.
I'm gonna climb that like a tree.
Castle Junior School, education to inspire. Bera bwetu bwetambula ku kyambasa foma bagira ne bawummulamuko mukwano gwange atuliriza ne bakuba n'ebirango n'omulango ne gujja ate
Then there was.
Because across our stack of movie channels, we'll take it.
What'd you bring us?
And sound off on the socials and stay connected to GoTV, where you don't just watch it, you love it. I'm cutting it. ¿Es en serio? ¿Quién me manda tantos mensajes? Tengo que chequear esto.
Here, and it looks like they're already thinking about more changes. Gino looking to keep some of his top players fresh.
Now that the game is won, you go for that really emphatic with 3 or 4. That'd be a dream start.
That's the second, but whistle to the outside. It's a tightish ball. Backing into changing. Kiona's becoming, in essence, the central striker. Kiona's is in position, so it's causing defenses so many problems when dangerous attackers chop and change. Fresh Rodeo wants his third spell as Mexico coach. He was also the assistant to Miguel Baron, USA 94. And Bulgaria in round 2 on penalties. Let's go. That was a collision for Stas. It's a brilliant. Sabisi there is playing Jimenez and not the ball, but he's got away with it. Quinones seems to be quite since half time. Somewhere in the face there. A yellow card is being issued by the referee.
Bananyiga n'enkomayo. Ono ayinza essonga w'essaawa yina bagambye mulindeko. Kyali ku TV mwefugire. Bagambye era mwefugire ddala. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma. Chairman wa soko ulire. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma. Ebyo biri Kampala ssebo. Oyagala ekyuma ekikola sabuni kakadde kamwe kati ake Uganda. Ofulumya pisa essoba 30 kakadde kamwe kati ake Uganda. Ng'ekyuma kikola ebirala bingi nnyo. Kuli okumusala kw'ejjigi. Owaayi okumukola mukozi naye badde njagala musala. Kyuma kyo kimu ekyo. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma ekyuma kya sabuni ekyenjawulo. Kubali ku proof by research. Wano ku petroleum board. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kijja kumusala. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kina akatiba katya sabuni. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kijja kumutabula. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kina kalangi kakyo. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kina stampu. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kijja pima obuzito bwa sabuni bwe weetaaga buli kitole. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kijja pima omutindo gwa sabuni agenda katale mubangoli wa kutunda. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo kijja tabula ebirungo ebyenjawulo ebya sabuni. Ekyuma kye kimu ekyo ogenda wali ku petroleum board. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma. Proof by your research. Okategedde si kyali pirisiro. Mexico piri. Gazimo timu y'eggwanga erya South Africa. Kyuma kiwagala kyuma. Genda ku Equatorial Mall. Ojja kubanga afunye ekyuma ekyo kakadde nga bakisaze nnyo. Kambabuuza ekibuuzo
era ndeka kuipirisio ekuli bbiri bwerere Mexico entema ne South Africa entema muyomba matovu Peter agambye South Africa tejja kuwangulayo geemu yonna ono ng'abalagudde nnyo bannaayi Kamada Bukenya walimu owino omunnanga oli otya ow'ennakatooke aganumwe bale kutuweereza muganda wange ani ono Aida Mugo sebu Aida Mugo muganda wo Aida Mugo naye Aida Mugo muganda wange wakasimba kubanga oli mukondemi wange ani nyinimu anti yani yani naye sijja kutya tondisatiisa mwogere ntandi muleke tumwogere yekwawonyeza wano ensi kubanga omusajja aliwo okusajjala atamuleke tomwogera nanga Aida Mugo mufumbo era temumuzanyirako mufumbo naye nga bbaawe sebo ali tiimu poligame ayina Aida Mugo yekka Aida Mugo yagamba ayina ebbuba ayinza n'okukuba wansi naye atika bw'omuyita wa bulijjo kati ebbuba lyaki nange simanyi lwaki waliwo omusajja mu Bayibuli yalina abakazi 7 7 naye bannange omanyi mbogenda okuva kwasooka obayitamu 7 ono asooka abadde yakwerabira anti weetaaga emyaka 2 okubakola ki bonna okubalambula weetaaga emyaka 2 2 years ate nga buli lunaku oba n'abakazi bameka bannange olina okuba ng'oli antambi naye ng'ate oyo omusajja yali amanyiganye ne Katonda era Katonda teyamubonerezaako ate engeri gyeyali amanyi ne Katonda ayinza n'okuba Katonda yamwawulangamu nga ne wabeera ali wano Mmengo ng'asobola n'okukola ku w'e Masaka nga neryabaayo dakiika mukwano gwange esigadde 12 okumalako eddakiika 9 Mexico guno omupiira badde esobola okuwangula ne ggoolo nga 5 naye erina kwekulakulamu ekyenjo ekyo era nebanga erina eggoolo 2 zokka ng'esigadde 12 okumalako eddakiika 9 abantu bagambe Uganda tegendanga mu World Cup era tegendangayo naye president wa FIFA yatugamba World Cup ono eyali tageti ono wa 2026 tulinde 23 beera bwekyo bwetambula ku kyambasa Famarilio katulabe Gonzales wono Amado bagulunyemu engatto ne kuyita wanegera kubeera Florida ya tiimu ya Mexico ng'agulunyemu si mulala bamuyita Kuliso Mudau yetimba jazi namba 20 so ng'ate kusitandi ya tiimu ya Mexico goal scorer gwe bayita Julian Quinones guno bamuggyeyo ne bamusikiza omusambi Alexis Veiga yetimba jaza namba 10 mukwano gwange atuuliriza dakiika esigadde 11 okumalako eddakiika ekyenda obudde buggwayo mwebale nnyo okwekuumira ku radio manu sebafuuka ab'omulembe omutebi geemu yaffe esooka mu kikopo ky'ensi yonna geemu yaffe esooka ku mipiira 14 batugamba esigadde 13 wano agezaako okulumba wano omusambi n'omuyita Amadou Gonzales abadde aleese cross wano tefuddemu kirungi kyonna South Africa omupiira negubba baluka bazimba kuva ku golo yaabwe South Africa mubaagala kuzimba kuva ku golo yaabwe abanno refali akasisa refali abadde Jesus musambi ono gwe bayita Teboho Makowena era agenze neyeetoligatoliga wano abadde abizadde bannange ekiri mu Uganda amafuta galinnya amafuta ga bbeeyi kati yakosi litegula etya 6 5 3 mu nedda ga 6 kakaaga 5 era kakaaga 3 oyiwa mu 5 wenna ogenda ku mafuta n'osigala ng'olingiza kuwa pampu n'osigala ng'omulingizawo katulabe bibaze bulungi kapiteni Maaka agambye esewo nti oyo omusajja gwenjogerako bamuyita King Solomon mumwafa muye mwafa King Solomon bannange alabika yalinga muli wamwanyi neera wafaanana jjajjaawo ani ono kapiteni Maaka kuba agambye nti mwaviira ddala yamufaananya ki abakazi abangi yamufaanana ebikolwa ne bannange senga obufumbo tebwaliwo mu nsi senga tetuliwo era singa weetuli naye tetwandibaddewo ntaabi bakubanze kyekinze mu bintu byonna Katonda kye yakola n'atuwonya esebo singa yagamba nti okuzaala olina kusooka kusaza namba ya mati singa sirina baana simanyi bako wali badde olina ate bagisebo kyandisirizidde waliwo enamba zemmanyi nange nga Katonda yalonda nti oba oyagala omukazi nagamba omala kuyita kubala sooka osaze namba ya taxation yini ya programming era senga olujja mu maaso ga Katonda nze simulina nakumpa namba kandi akaba amaziga Katonda nyamba bannange Katonda naye singa tuli batono nnyo noza singa tuli miliyoni nga 4 naye ate jjukira omulembe guno ogwasooka ogw'Adamu twalina kuba bwereere era senga tewaliwo okusobya senga ntambi tubeera bwereere ate mubeera bwereere nga temumanyi abakulembeze b'eggwanga baminisita paka eno ku muntu wa wansi olaba mubeera bwereere nga temumanyi lefali agenze ku VAR agala gaba red card agamba wandibawo red card wano kyokka nno naye baagala giwa South Africa endala naye baagala giwa South Africa naye ate nolina yamulekera emikono n'amukubakuba anti ekyo ekyemikono ebiri baagala giwa South Africa bannanga amukubye luyi mu matu tolabamu amukubye oluyi mu matu omulaba kyamukoze ekyo South Africa bannange South Africa emyufu ey'okubiri South Africa efuna kaadi emyufu ey'okubiri gaba naye abeere n'ekisa kati akyafaaki omusajja wa South Africa akubye omusajja wa Mexico oluyi mu maaso oba amukwagudde bukwaguzi kaadi emyufu ey'okubiri efali ayogera eri ekisaawe ayogera mu Luganda abagamba sikiraba nga yamala akiraba wadde n'akuba owuwawumbirira naye South Africa mususa embisembi kaadi emyufu omusambi gwe bakaleeta osiziwane kibi nnyo bamuwadde emyufu
genda obikole eri enfera gadde nkyati
n'abazunga buzunzi
agikabye agikabye
red card bajwadde omusambi Themba Zwane yetimba jazi namba 10 ya timu y'abanafu aba South Africa mukwano gwange atuliriza ye vice captain
kyokka yakajja
musajja mukulu nnyo myaka 36 bamuzaala mu 89 nga 3 ogw'omunaana olwaleero asamba gemu ya 55 ku timu y'eggwanga ogw'ensimbi akukyangira mu timu y'Amamelodi Sundowns bw'ati afunye red card nga yakava katebe red card eyokubiri ya South Africa mukwano gwange
baba omukazi bwensaasidde obulabi bambi
webumanyi tesimusaasira
kati omukazi omulungi alaba kyeddaku
awagire kati awo afuuke mu Mexico afuuke mu Mexico South Africa mukwano gwange red card zibbiri ku opening match nalu bannaye kiyitiridde naye ng'eddakiika esigadde mukaaga zokka okumalako eddakiika 9 mwebale nnyo okwekuumira ku radio man sebafuuka abo mulembe omutebi Luis Chavez wuuno wano aleese omupiira muwafu eno ekyemmanga ng'agezaako okunoonya Alexis Veiga ne bamukubamu endobo wano refala agamba ebeere goal kick ya tiimu y'abanafu aba South Africa dakiika ng'esigadde 5 okumalako eddakiika 9 dakiika esigaddemu 2-3-5 okumalako eddakiika 9 agamba ati adde Gratias Kazola agambye kwalinyo nedde Dr. Sekandi batumbudde Manduso batuwuliriza
abatalina baana bandibadde bangi bangi nnyo mbalaba wano
nze singa sirina wadde
Najjuko Sise omuweereza ku ttiimu ya Buddu
naye singa talina
agambye mulangira ati ye ayitiri mu Mexico ate wano chairman zitwawula eri enakaseke Mexico etukoze bubi nnyo yandikuba South Africa okwekana abaddugavu bebabonaabona
dakiika zirabika ziggwayo mukwano gwange nnengera wano omusambi Luis Chavez jazi namba 2 munyakuleka paasi n'okusanga omunezero gwe bayita Alexis Veiga yetimba jazi namba 10 abudiza Luis Chavez ne gukya babano basambako mpolampola Jesus Gallardo yetimba jazi namba 23 alina omupiira gulekedde Veiga wuuno n'aleetenda ekyemmanga ow'omusambi ono Chavez n'akuba paaka paasi egyegulu okusanga Johan Vasquez yetimba jazi namba 5 katulabe bagezaako okunoonya mpolampola Edison Alvarez n'agaba eno ekyemmanga okusanga Jesus Gallardo owa ttiimu ya Mexico basamba kidoobya kaakati mukwano gwange jjukira basamba ttiimu etawera efunye red card 2 namba akawungeza akaleero opening match bafuukidde piya aba South Africa opening match ebafuukidde akayinja mu ngatto namba 3 yinewunya tebaagala kuteeba omusambi Amando Gonzalez awadde alina okuba golo namba 3 wano naye yetulize nnyo omupiira ne bagubba kati South Africa yiino babano bagezaako okulumba katulabe omusambi ono wuuno bamuyita Mbaka
Mbokazi
abadde Mbekazeri Mbokazi yetimba jazi namba 14 ye kochi wa South Africa alinga Kirisa omulaba nga Kirisa
naye ono omusambi yeweesiza red card ntambi
atatemu obusungu
ekintu kyakoze munne munnange tekikkirizibwa mu mupiira era lefali n'agaba kaadi emyufu South Africa bagikulembedde enkono ziri 2 ku bwereere naye nga tebakyawera ku kisaawe nga tebali abasambi 9 kubanga abasambi 2 bamaze okubawa kaadi emyufu Mexico golo 2 South Africa 0 empaka za World Cup zitandise olunaku olwaleero era tugenda kuziweereza paka lwe zigenda okuggwa naye nga tugambye nti waliyo n'emipiira emirala ku ssaawa 10 wali adi ye gwa ssaawa 10 waliwo ogujjaawo bagulinde nagwo tambi ajja kuba wano nga yeejaga tobeewo sebo
kale sebo
toweereza bantu ba Kabaka
era bwembaawo tujja kuba ffenna
bw'obaawo kwa ssaawa 10 South Korea Czech Republic ssaawa 10 obudde nga bukya
Chamba Safa Maredi embeera bwetyo bwetambula eddakiika esigadde 2 ezijjudde mukwano gwange atuuliriza obudde buweddeyo Namba esembyayo 93 naye egezeeko emitwalo 5 golo namba 2 ng'enywedde. Kati singa ne golo endala egeza neyenywesa. Wabaawo ate n'omulalira mukwano gwange abagenda okukwata akasente. Abantu nabafunye sente bangi. Waliwo emitwalo 5 kubanga waliwo era n'abantu abana abafunye emitwalo 5. Nga golo ey'okubiri. Ali omu wa mitwalo 5 asembyayo 93. Ab'emitwalo 5 waliwo asembyayo 55, waliwo wa 31, wa 94. Ab'emitwalo 5 wa 23, wa 93, 18. Waliwo wa 538, waliwo n'owa 878, 336 sente zigenzeeko. Dakiika 9 mukwano gwange atuuliriza kikonye. South Africa guno egwise pia akabungeza akaleero. Mexico balina wano katulabe negera omusambi Edison Alvarez n'akuba paasa eri ku namba 7 baagala kunoonya golo namba 3 wano baagala kuwiringa comfortable. Mexico Edison Alvarez wuno atulumedde ne banyweza Edison Alvarez yeefudde bereekye wano ne bamukyebula. Kati South Africa yino yeerumba naye ebintu byonna bakola bikolemu ng'ati bulava emugga. Omusajja yabasukuumyeko dda abasingira ddala ng'ati kulava emugga kikyoba otegeeza okukola ebikolemu ng'ati kulava emugga. Ate omutikula gwaba wamutisse. Naye se bingi nnyo byandigende ku njogera eyo byo bingi kubanga naffe bino bye tukola bikolemu.